This session is being recorded, so just wanted to let you all know. In the summer of 2018, an idea was born in the beautiful foothills of the Alps of Switzerland. Somewhere in those small towns around the Zurich, a few talented and dynamic Indian women professionals were coming together with an idea of launching a book which is women oriented. A book which tells stories about women, their strength, their courage, their struggles, their perseverance, patience, and humility. That idea traveled the world and reached other women authors in India, Singapore, New Zealand, Australia, and USA. Together, they all came up with an anthology that tells stories about many facets of women. Thus, She Speaks was born. After the book's huge success and great reviews, the authors of She Speaks jostled with the idea of women and how they impact Indian festivals. India is a country of multiple states which celebrates countless festivals spreading in all seasons. It is almost massive task to cover all of them, but it is our humble effort to bring a few festivals laden with meaningful women-oriented topics and stories by 21 authors from around the world, presenting She Celebrates. This time, I am honored to co-author this writing experience with my fellow writer friends, Tista Ghosh and Jasleen Gill Papneja. Jasleen lives in Northern Virginia with her husband and two children. A dentist and consultant by profession, Jasleen is a red wine and champagne enthusiast. She is an ardent reader who loves to read all genres, from Enid Blyton to Khalil Gibran. Theater is her undying passion, and she also has been a Bollywood dance instructor. More spiritual than religious, Jasleen loves and lives by the mantra, life is too short for unfinished business. When there is a lesson to be learned, learn it and move on. Jasleen's story is based on the festival of Baisakhi, which is right around the corner. To tell you more about the book and her story, I present you my fellow author of She Celebrates, Jasleen Gill Papneja.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, and hello to everyone. Thank you for joining us today for a little tete-a-tete over tea, coffee, or whatever your preferred choice of beverages this Sunday afternoon. We know you're all busy and you could have been anywhere elsewhere doing other things, but have chosen to be with us. So thank you again. Since my story is based on Baisakhi, and Baisakhi is just around the corner on Monday, that's tomorrow, the timing is very appropriate. Baisakhi is very special to me. It's also the Sikh New Year, and because of that, I always associate Baisakhi new beginnings. It's a special. It's historically it's special because this is the day that Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Sikh Guru, established the Khalsa Panth over 300 years ago. In Punjab, it is celebrated with ultimate fervor because it marks the beginning of the harvest season. It's also celebrated in lots of other parts of India in some way or the other. Celebrates Baisakhi as Bohag Bihu, Vishwa Sakranti. In Southern India, it's celebrated as Vishu and Putandu. In my story, The Swing, Baisakhi and certain events associated with it marks the turning point in the protagonist Harjot's life twice. Once when she's a little girl, and then again when she's an adult. I will read to you today a small excerpt from The Swing to give you a flavor of the story. The story opens when my protagonist, Harjot, is only 7 years old, and the one thing she yearns for is a private swing. So a spring Wednesday. Good morning, sweetheart. I could hear Margie's melodious voice softly seep into my consciousness. It was Baisakhi and a holiday. So why was she waking me up so early? I opened one eye and looked out the window and could make out the sun was just peeking above the tops of the trees. I felt my mother's gentle hand glide over my head. She said, "Get up, Harjot. Bauji has a surprise for you." And I snuggled deeper into my covers and heard her continue. "In the garden." Now those words woke me up. My eyes shot open and I turned around to face my mother. "Surprise? What is it?" I asked, my voice full of excitement. Bauji's surprises were always awesome and exciting. And this surprise was in the garden, too big to bring inside the house. Maji got up with a smile and asked me to take a shower first, get ready, and then go outside. It was Baisakhi, and I could smell desi ghee and knew that there would be kheer, chole bhature, sarson da saag, and makki di roti to be had later. The smell was making me hungry, and I hurried to the bathroom. I was also excited as we were going to go to the fair in the town in the evening with Bauji to take part in the festivities and watch Bhangra performances. When I came out in the garden 15 minutes later, I saw Bauji standing in my favorite corner, besides the banyan tree, supervising some contractors digging holes in the ground. A huge package stood by the banyan tree, and it was covered in plastic. My heart jumped with joy when I saw the oversized swing and ran to my father. He sensed me run up behind him and turned around to lift me up in his arms. "You got my ping, Bauji. Thank you, thank you, thank you." "Happy Baisakhi, beta ji," he said tenderly and kissed my forehead. "When will they be done? When can I swing on my ping?" "They should be done soon, and we'll be ready to test it out after breakfast," he said, and we walked hand in hand inside, with me peering longingly over my shoulder at the swing. Mother had big glasses of lassi and chole bhature waiting for us. Baisakhi was always big in our house and labor intensive. It typically marked the beginning of the crop harvesting season. Bauji was always super busy and had to go to our farm several times to supervise the harvesting of the crop and making sure everything was bundled and stored neatly to be taken to town. My mom told me that Baisakhi was also our new year. This year Baisakhi was even more special as I finally got my wish of having my very own private swing. With time, the swing became my best friend and we grew up together. My mother and I spent many afternoons swinging and catching up on our gossips after school, licking delicious malai kulfis. Weather permitting, I did all my reading there and even nursed my first heartbreak, gently rocking myself on it. Sometimes Bauji joined me and shared his pearls of wisdom. I also shared my first drink with him on the swing and savored the moment of bonding forever. My swing was my hideout, friend, confidant, and it stood there stoically wishing me luck the day I went 4 times around the Guru Granth Sahib with Preetham. I missed it every day since I got married and left my parents 9 years ago. What are those life-altering changes that occur in Harjot's life after her marriage? And how does Baisakhi continue to be a source of new beginnings for Harjot? To find out, please buy the book on Kindle and read The Swing. Through my story, I want to remind people of the importance of the delicate threads that hold our relationships together. In our fast-paced lives, we sometimes become so rigid that those delicate threads snap. The swing is about overcoming prejudices and biases. It's about being empathetic and not being bashful about admitting to your missteps, having the resilience to snap back, lean in, and reach out to someone, and even grab their hand when they reach out to you to save a relationship. Talking about resiliency, I also want to touch upon another delicate issue that has been front and center these days, COVID-19. It has gripped the entire country and is riding high in creating havoc. It has changed our lives as we have known it for a long time. As we plateau and start our downward journey, being resilient and positive is what is going to help us prepare. But till we get out of it, please stay safe, stay indoors, and consider helping those that need our help to the best of our ability when we can, as we can. Thank you for your ear. And with those parting thoughts, I want to now introduce my fellow writer, Teesta Ghosh. Teesta is an academic by profession who lives with her family in Washington, D.C. area. She led an itinerant life in different parts of India in her childhood, and considers that experience to be profoundly influential in shaping the worldview. Subsequently, she moved to the US to pursue her doctoral studies. Outside the classroom, she has been a manager for her son's soccer team, judged private debate competitions, and was the member of a book club devoted to child pedagogy. She enjoys traveling, is a nature enthusiast, loves to cook, and considers herself a writer by accident rather than by design. She abides by the motto, be human and be humane. Teesta's story is based on the Kumbh Mela, and to tell you a little more about her story, I present to you my fellow author of She Celebrates, Teesta Ghosh.
Thank you, Jasleen, for that wonderful introduction. That was very flattering indeed. First of all, good afternoon, welcome, namaskar. It's just lovely to have all of you. It's like I'm kind of hosting you in my own home, and hopefully we'll get to do it someday. Well, as Jasleen told you, my story is not about a festival. It doesn't revolve around a festival, but it revolves around a pilgrimage, which is considered to be one of the holiest pilgrimages in the Hindu calendar, the Grand Kumbh Mela. The Kumbh Mela is held in the month of Magh in Prayag in northern India. Millions of pilgrims converge on Prayag from all corners of India to take a ritualistic bath in the Ganga and offer prayers with the belief that the act will release them from the cycle of birth and death. The Kumbh Mela is regarded as one of the largest gathering of human beings on earth. And in fact, when I was doing my research, I found that some people consider it the largest gathering of human beings on earth at one time. The protagonist of my short story is a little village girl, Meera, who gets separated from her family during the Kumbh Mela, never to see them again. This deeply traumatic event in her childhood casts a long shadow on the rest of her life. Despite being a successful professional as an adult, it seems that deep down, she cannot get away from this tragedy. The story is about how she is forced to confront this fear one day. Okay, so I'm going to read a very short excerpt from my story. The story is called The Revisiting. So this is, in fact, the opening paragraph of my story. And here it goes. A little girl sits with her legs splayed out in the dirt, focused on the contents of a paper bag smeared with an oil stain. She prizes out a samosa and bites into its crunchy shell, devouring it quickly. She extracts a syrupy orange jalebi next and nibbles at it with intense relish. Her bright pink dress, a size too big, has slipped off her shoulder, and a biting wind from the river is ruffling her matted dark hair. Her single-minded devotion to her snack is so complete that she is oblivious to the grand Kumbh Mela unfolding around her. Her parents have left her in charge of her infant brother as they take their ritualistic dip with the Ganga very near to where she sits. The dips that pilgrims take in the holy Ganga here at this time of the year are considered sacred. They pray fervently for release from the cycle of birth and death, on this auspicious day in the month of Magh. Her parents are barely visible among the immense mass of humanity as they emerge from the water, shivering in the fading evening light. They take out a thin towel from their bag kept on the steps and proceed to dry themselves. Her mother scoops up her baby brother and turns to her. "Hurry, let's go, Mira. If we miss the last bus, we will be stranded." Her father clutches the bag under one arm and grasps Mira's hand with the other. He leads, picking his way gingerly through the throng of pilgrims. Mira is enthralled by the sights and sounds of the Kumbh Mela. They pass a group of minstrels singing bhajans. An ascetic has contorted himself in an impossible position. Aarti is underway in a makeshift temple. There will be a lot to tell her friends when she goes home. On the bridge, the returning crowd has become thicker and heavier. She is being pushed along by the surge of humanity. She turns around to locate her mother, but all the faces seem to blur into each other. She is trying desperately to keep up with her father. She is hemmed in and can barely breathe. She trips and falls to the ground. She struggles to stand. Someone pulls her up and moves on. On her feet, she calls out to her father frantically, "Babuji, where are you?" The crowd pushes on and she wails and wails. Somewhere, a public announcement system is cautioning the masses to make an orderly exit. So what's the essence of my story? What am I trying to convey here? Well, this is what I have to say through my story. All of us have our inner battles, weaknesses, and frailties. This is what makes us human. Sometimes fighting this inner battle is the biggest challenge and the steepest hill that we have to climb. This is a journey that we have to accomplish on our own. Neera's story of how she confronts her deepest anxiety is our story also. It gives us hope that we have the power within ourselves to overcome our internal battles only if we are willing to engage with it. So that was my story. And if you really want to learn more about Meera and her adventures, you need to get the book. Please download the Kindle version. Okay, and with that, I'm going to introduce Shumona. Shumona is the third author, okay? So here's a little bit of information about Shumona. So born and brought up in her beloved town Ranchi, Shumona now resides in the US with her entrepreneur husband and 2 daughters. She passionately pursues her love for poetry, music, and writing. She draws inspiration from the creative world of Tagore, Carl Jung, and likes of Pema Chodron. She's a full-time mom and a part-time blogger. Her poems and stories can be found on www.shumonasworld.blogspot.com. Her writings found space in books such as 21 New Beginnings and She Speaks, and many other journals and magazines. Shumona loves connecting with people from all walks of life. Her principle of giving back keeps her involved with various nonprofits that support the community. With that, I'm handing it over to you, Shumona.
Thank you, Tista. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today and being our valued listeners. My story is based on the day of Bhut Chaturdashi, so which is also celebrated as Choti Diwali, or we also call it the night before Diwali. It is celebrated as Kali Puja in Eastern India. And my story is about love, acceptance, faith, and a young girl's journey back to her roots. In the backdrop of Kali Puja, or the day of Bhut Chaturdashi, just give me one quick second. Okay, because they needed to be admitted. So it's the backdrop of Kali Puja and the day of Bhut Chaturdashi. My story is about how the festivals of the world connect with each other. While the West celebrates Halloween and the Day of the Dead, almost during the same time, we celebrate Diwali and Kali Puja. I'm going to read an excerpt from my story, so please give it a listen. The story is called Spirit of the Land. Izzy woke up with a jolt. It was that dream again. It was a dry, muggy morning in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Don't forget to put the flowers on the mantle, announced Izzy's mom, Camilla, before she left for the Marigold Parade in Albuquerque's Southern Valley. It was Halloween and the start of the Days of the Dead. Time to pay respect to the departed, celebrate the souls and holy saints. Isabella Amor Dastidar, daughter of Camila Amor and Abhay Dastidar, was all set to pursue her dream to become a textile engineer after graduating from the University of Texas. She was an only child of a Mexican mother and a Bengali father who had met in unusual circumstances, who fell in love and got married. Childhood was interesting for Isabella. She was also known as Izzy. Today was a big day for Izzy, and it was for a special reason. She was leaving for the journey of a lifetime on this last day of October. The iron wheels came to a sudden halt. Izzy almost fell off the top bunk of the train. Stealthily, she pulled off the sheet from her face to look around. It was a small railway station. It read, Midnapur, West Bengal. Everything was new to her. It took 3 flights and 2 bus rides before she could get on this train. A jarring noise of chaiwalas and magazine vendors speared through her ears. Almost annoyed, she tried to put her jet-lagged self back to sleep. You are in my seat. An old voice woke up again. Izzy turned to face a woman who seemed to be in her 80s. Wrinkles of time showed on her face. Her gray hair was roughly tied into a small bun. She was smiling. Her eyes twinkled as if teasing Izzy for being in her spot. Izzy reluctantly got up and reached for her bag. She looked at her ticket and exclaimed, Is this my seat? The one down there is probably yours. The old lady bent down, eyes squinting to read the fine print of her ticket again. Oh, I see. The one there is my seat. Izzy smiled vaguely, and the woman went back to her nap. You don't look like you are from here, said the woman. Izzy turned around, looked down and said, No, I'm not. Where are you from? What are you doing on this train? Not feeling particularly eager to answer the stranger's question, Izzy replied passively, I'm from the US, America. The old woman said, Oh, America. I have only heard about that land far, far away. People go, never to return. The last few words caught Izzy's attention. She looked down at the woman. The moral of my story here is no matter where you are born, no matter where you live, your roots will always call you. It will nurture you, it will protect you, and will always be there for you. So please read this book. Right now, it is only available on Amazon Kindle because of the COVID-19 issues. The publisher could not send out the print to Amazon, so we are working on it, and as soon as the situation rectifies itself, then we will have the printed version as well. for now, we have the Kindle. So I hope you all enjoyed the session with the three of us. We are grateful that you cared to join us in this journey. These are trying times, and amidst COVID-19, we have to stay home, stay safe, help each other to help in social distancing. It is a great time to catch up with your loved ones, pick up a great hobby, or just read a book. And hope you will consider reading She Celebrates. We will be humbled and honored to get your feedback. If It's not only stories about the three of us, the three US authors, it has stories from 18 other authors who have written this anthology with the backdrop of various festivals in mind. Holi, Easter, Kichmavas, Tej, Karwa Chauth, Christmas, Eid, and we have many other festivals as well. So the stories are woman-oriented, but it can be enjoyed by all the genders, all regardless of the gender. The book is available on Amazon Kindle. The printed version are temporarily paused because of this extraordinary situation, as I said. But hope you like this book, spend some quality time with this book, and thank you. Now I open the floor for some question and answers, and please raise your hand if you have any questions, and I'll unmute you, and please go ahead, and then we will wrap up in like 10 or 15 minutes. So we will love to have your questions.
Raise your hand. Yes, bro.
Is anyone raising hand? Can you?
Who is it? Abhaya? Abhaya wanted to ask a question?
Yes, Indranil had a question.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes.
I'm actually looking at the Kindle version, but it's telling me that I cannot download it from the Amazon app. Is that true, or I need to update my app?
So if we need to look into it,
Okay.
Dada, because the Kindle was available until yesterday. So we are having some problems with Amazon and all the, all the situations we are going on. But
Okay.
the Kindle should not be problem. Maybe if you update the app or something, it might work.
Okay, I will check and let you know.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. And if it doesn't, then we are definitely going to take it to the publisher.
Sure. Good.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So there is something going on. We will take with the publisher and see. Anything else? Yes. Gargi, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
It's, I mean, I'm feeling a little disadvantaged because I don't have the book in hand, but just wanted to say that congratulations. This has been really enlightening, and, just to see all of you all, on this platform. I know not all of you have been part of this book, but, just the fact that, you all thought about it, and, sort of, running parallel with the festivals, and also, the characters which defines us. I mean, women, walking hand in hand. I just personally feel that it's absolutely brilliant backdrop that y'all came up with, and I'm so looking forward to reading this book. Unfortunately, this Kindle thing doesn't, like I said before, doesn't work for me. I need to feel those pages, turning, and so I'm hoping, I don't know when I'll get to India, but hopefully by that time the Amazon here will come up with a hard copy, or whatever copy in whatever form. But I'm really, whatever I heard today, it has, I'm curious, I'm excited. I need to know, what's going to happen to Harjot, what's going to happen to the the little girl who got lost in the Kumbh Mela. And I mean, obviously, it's going to be like ringing in my ears that when will I find out about their lives. And I'm hoping that somebody will, pick it up and make it into a film. Think about it, because yeah, I
I
mean
know.
that
That's a
should
good
be
job.
that should be your second, like, whether it's in I mean Bollywood. I mean, y'all can definitely, if y'all know somebody in that sphere, uh, once the book is out, ask them to read it, and we can have, you said 21 stories, is that
Yes.
it?
Yes.
21 stories, yeah. So we've had like Tis Kahaniya and all that. So I mean, anything, possibilities are endless. And we rock, right? I mean, women rock, and
Yes.
anything to do with women gets a priority in whatever arena that you put yourself to. So all the best, and we should have a sort of a feedback session, hopefully when COVID is over, and when we've read the book, and we should be discussing this book with you. Okay, so all the best. Yeah.
Gargi. Thank you.
Gargi, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I do want to say that we need more patrons like you.
Thank you.
Please
Thank
take
you.
your inspirations, everyone, from Gargi Bhattacharjee. Do read our book. I also
Absolutely.
want to say, Gargi, that we as women are very powerful, but what makes us even more powerful are the men who support us.
Yeah.
I can speak for myself. This session probably would not have been as successful as it has been if my husband hadn't sat with me and helped me through some of the technical things.
Yeah, all the
about
editing.
Zoom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we are as strong as we all make each other. So
Yeah.
thank you for that feedback, Gargi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Abhaya, you had a question?
No, I don't have a question,
Yes.
but I would like to congratulate all 21 of you.
Thank you.
And Tista, hearty congratulations for your debut. And what a better way to celebrate you as a writer than to be part of this beautiful project.
Absolutely.
So I really enjoyed the excerpts that all three of you read, and I really look forward to the book. So I think your dada is already, you know him.
And I think it's a very good way of children to learn about the festivals.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Of I mean, I know it's been written by women with their perspective, but I think there'll be a lot of learning for even people like us who has lived in India all our lives. But I think for kids, it'll be a very good way to know about their culture and the 24
Absolutely.
festivals that you.
Absolutely.
So Indranil, when all the authors started submitting their stories, and I was so amazed to learn about festivals that are celebrated in different corners of India that I wasn't even aware of.
Correct.
I'll give you one example. So Kashmiri Pandits, they celebrate a festival called Kech Mawaz. So I had absolutely no idea about that festival, and Sanjukta Chaudhary Kaul, she wrote a brilliant story centering around that festival. And then there is this other festival celebrated in Assam called Ras. So I have been learning a lot about my own country too, and there's so much more left to explore and learn.
I love the way Tista, you said my own country. We are sitting here in the US, and but that is the beauty.
Can't
Right?
shake
That
off
is
your
what
roots,
it's
can
all
you?
about.
Can't shake off your roots.
You cannot. And kudos to you. Be honest. I mean, that is really who we are. So and for me as a parent too, as Indranil just said, we are here. We are trying to keep our traditions going in our little way, in our homes with our puja ghar and things like that. So this is really special. So great job, you guys. I really look forward to reading it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Abhaya.
you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Indranilda.
that so much,
Hi,
Abhaya.
Sutapa.
Sure.
Other questions from anybody else about the stories?
Yeah,
about
there
the
is
book?
Sutapa and Sanjukta on the line. So we will take two more.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So first, congratulations, Shimona, Jasu, and Tista. You all rolled with the punches. You all, the pandemic did not stop you from doing a launch. This is a launch. So heartiest congratulations.
Thank you.
And of course, I've got to say that Tista, your excerpt, and Jasu, yours has made me supremely hungry. I want those chole I want the jalebis. But anyone who knows me knows that I'm always hungry. Can you guys let us know once the Kindle app, the Amazon app and the Kindle issue is sorted out? Because I can't wait to read this book.
Shutapa, since you mentioned hunger, just let me tell all our the audience, each story is accompanied by a recipe. It's a recipe of a dish that is associated with the festival.
Fantastic.
That is very
brilliant.
Food and festival go together.
Whose idea was that?
It's like 2 in 1.
Just awesome.
We
I
have a
heard
writer
that over
called,
this live
Shinta-
Facebook interview today. I heard about that. Yeah.
Absolutely. We have a writer. Her name is Shinta Simon. She's in Switzerland. She's also a blogger and she's also
She's
a
a
food
foodie.
enthusiast.
She's
So
a
it was
foodie,
her
yeah.
idea to add a festival recipe at the end of the story by each author.
That's very innovative, I have to say. Great idea.
Yeah.
We celebrate every Sunday with chole bhature. So since
Yes. Reggie, we are making that.
Oh my God, they're really making us feel hungry. I know.
What was that, Sutapa?
So in one way, you're bringing us closer to our roots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Much closer to our roots. Congratulations to you all.
Sanjukta,
Thank you, Didi.
Sanjukta, I'm trying to unmute you. Can you hear me? I see you raised your hand. Sanjukta?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh,
Yes, Sanjukta,
awesome.
hi. Yes.
This was such a great, occasion. All the 3 stories, each story had a wonderful hook to it. So I'm also supremely hungry to have the book in my hands. And before the paper book, the Kindle, let it be the Kindle. So as soon as that comes along, we are very eager to read it. And this is such a brilliant idea. And just like Tista said, there are such intimate portraits from the different parts of India. And although it's our country, we don't really know all the details of all these festivals. It's such an interesting way of introducing it. And as Indranilda said, I also want my daughter to read it. I think Samhita would love to read the stories. And the way, Shumana, your story crosses the 2 continents, it bridges gaps. It's amazing. And I also have to say, I really enjoyed the graphics. I don't know who did the pictures.
That's the, every woman has a husband behind. So that's the husband behind me.
Ah, okay. See, multiple talents, yeah? Everything coming, all the hidden talents are coming to fore.
Yes.
And congrats,
amazing job. I'm so
Manusha.
proud of you ladies. Amazing job.
He got the joke. He didn't get the joke. Yeah. So that's where Jasleen appropriately said that, sometimes men are the reckoning power in your life and they motivate you in their silent ways. So hopefully, this has also to do with how we get support and how we kind of strive, with, and they support us in all our endeavors. So yeah, thanks to them as well. So, yep.
Way to go, ladies. Oh, yeah. Great to see you, Manas bhai.
Oh, let me take
a IT support guy right now. Indian.
Congratulations again to all of you and all the very best.
Thank you so much, Bandhu. Thank you.
Hey,
Any
Sumana.
other questions? Any other raised hands?
Sumana.
Yes, Auntie.
Yes, I enjoyed the whole thing, and then lot of encouraging from all of you.
Yes.
It's good, and good luck, and keep doing it.
Yes, thank you, Auntie. We didn't know the Kindle glitch coming in. We have to sort it out because that
Yeah.
It's like a surprise we got 10 minutes back,
Yeah.
but sorry about that, folks. We need to figure that out with the publisher. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we'll call Amazon and all. So with the current situation, many things are not going as
Yeah.
we planned to.
Yeah.
So,
Nice meeting you all. Enjoyed the
Thank you,
Facebook.
Auntie. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thanks for
also
joining us.
this morning. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Shoma, I
Bye.
see
Thank
you.
you.
I see you from Columbus. Shoma. Yes, I want to talk to you. Come on. I cannot unmute you. Can you please? Yes.
Yeah, I had first of all, congratulations, all of you.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful
She's one of
stories.
our authors from She Speaks, the book we published before She Celebrates. That is Suparna Basu. And she's one of our authors from the last book we had. So we are glad that she's here to support us and give a listen. Yes, Soma.
Thank you, Sumana. Congratulations, the three authors that are here today, and the excerpts kind of make you excited and kind of waiting for the real stuff to come out. And when it comes out in the Amazon, I'm definitely going to grab it. I'm not a Kindle person, to be honest. I'll wait for the real book to come because I got to hold it, smell it, flip it. The Kindle doesn't do justice to me. However, I had because Bhut Chaturdashi and the Baisakhi are almost like an interwoven into our lives kind of festivals. We are part of it as we grow up. However, I had a quick question for Tista. It's a personal question. Have you actually been to the Kumbh Mela?
So the answer is no, but I've grown up hearing stories about the Kumbh Mela from my grandmother. So my grandmother was born and raised in Allahabad those days. It's Prayag now, and so her family home was in Allahabad, and all our family members would go there. And some point or the other, they would go and attend the Kumbh Mela. And I grew up listening to stories about the Kumbh Mela and the Naga sannyasis, and they would come to kind of bathe in the Ganges. So it was a story that I've been hearing since my childhood, and my grandmother was an amazing storyteller. So somehow I guess it was part of me. It was at the back of my mind, and it clicked when I was thinking of a plot for my story. That's how it worked.
Okay, because it's kind of a very unique thing as a festival. I mean, you can celebrate all the other festivals no matter where you are in the world, but Kumbh Mela is very, very special to India, and it is it's like place, time, and the magnitude of the human involvement is just amazing. It's kind of, I believe, I've heard that it is the biggest congregation of human beings at one time in one place in the world. It's just amazing. So I just wanted to know what influenced you to pick Kumbh Mela, because we have so many festivals. It's kind of unbelievable. Like 21 authors could have picked like 1 million festivals, but I wanted to know what prompted you to pick Kumbh Mela
I guess
as a festival of your choice.
The childhood, my influence of my grandmother, I was channelizing my grandmother somehow.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I think we are running out of time, but thank you so much. Jocelyn, any few last words?
Just want to say thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate the support. You've been such a wonderful audience. Wish you a very happy Easter. Wish you a very happy Baisakhi for tomorrow. And hopefully we'll see you again soon with your feedbacks for our book.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Thank you.
And thank you for inviting us.
Yeah,
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Tista, any last words?
Yes, so please stay safe, stay healthy, and we wish your family and you good health and hopefully we'll meet in person sometime, and we'll have food for you. Okay, so this was a launch without food, which doesn't really cut it, especially for us. So thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
That's amazing. And
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you,
so
Tista.
much.
Thank you.
And on the behalf of all the authors of She Celebrates, we, namaste from all of us, all 21 of us. And do buy the book on Kindle, and, let's know how we did and your feedback. Everything matters, and you all matter to us. Thank you for your friendship and readership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye all.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Bye.